Okay, good morning. I'm going to try something different today. For the tape on this playbook, which is a couple weeks old, I'm going to work on what I've been kind of focused on, which is execution and holding my trades for a reason to exit. Not necessarily super zoomed in on the tape, since that I think is really certainly there's a role for the tape and exits, but in entries is really kind of where I think there's a ton of edge. So my focus right now is on exits and holding. So I'm just going to do a tape reading like that for this particular playbook because I think that gives me the most benefit. So this was back on the 20th. The market was weak and selling. Lots of weak stuff. I'm not going to go into it. VIX was elevated in the mid 20s. SMCI's catalyst was that a couple guys got arrested. And that's never good. And so we're looking for a short. SMCI has been consolidating. It was super strong. Then it consolidated. Now this legal issue is breaking it down. On the daily, we had a big gap down. And so we're going to look, kind of at the pre-market levels, probably try to find a pop into pre-market resistance to get short again, and then find a breakdown at the lows to get bigger. So what is this? This isn't even SMCI, is it? That's not SMCI. That doesn't belong in there. Okay, so that's kind of what we're doing. We're reading the tape. So SMCI, let's hit play. And this is at 9:28. So let's go ahead and go to 9:35. Okay, so SMCI has a weak open, but I'm not going to jump in here and short in the hole. We're down a lot. I'm going to look for a pop maybe into this area. All right, that's 2350. It's a pretty significant support. Turns into resistance, so maybe we see a move into that area, or maybe even 24. So that's kind of the game plan. So let's make a quick rectangle. That's the best risk to reward. If we can get into this area and see a roll. So let's zoom forward to the 9:45 when things start to change. See if that changes anything. 9:45, we're trying to push up. So still no really reason to get involved here. Want to see clear failure, or we can hit it at the lows. So I'm going to do a little fast forwarding. So we fell through VWAP there. It's just interesting. So if we can push up and not make it back to VWAP, that would be interesting to me. And then maybe we have the high day put in. And that would show that it's weaker than we thought. So let's see if we can get up to that 24 zone. I think this is still early. Maybe it's 10. Not really seeing any huge volume here. Just kind of looks like distribution. I think if we can fail this consolidation, that would be a low or high, and that would be a check in favor. So now we're trying to push up into VWAP. Let's see if we can make it up there. We would short against the highs right now. So our stop would be up here if this rolls down here. So kind of more of an idea trade at this point, not a momentum trade, because the momentum should really come in below the lows, right? So this is an idea of trade. So if we lose the opening price, which is like 22.40, then I think, that's the time to get involved against highs. Probably at this point with C risks, to be honest. We can build a position, kind of chill out. This is probably a B or an A trade, but not in the middle of the range right now, right? So we're in the middle. So you got a high day. High day, low day, middle of day. But if we can see some volume, which we're kind of seeing a little bit more, pick up, it's 10:15. This is running at 8x actually, so we should get it. Yeah, we're gonna hit this. So 23.25, 75 cents. So let's take let's take 40 shares. There we go, we got 40 shares. So now we're gonna put our, and I apologize, something's going on with my connection today. It's probably just because it's Saturday. Put my buy stop in. Doesn't want to take a buy stop. Oh. Really having some issues here right now. So stop 23.09. So let's do stop market 23.09. It's a buy stop. Oh, I have like 10 of them. That's why, because it's not showing up. So for some reason, it's just not showing my stop. So let's chart area. That's really annoying that that's doing that. Chart area. Config area. Oh yeah, show orders, not show my orders. There we go. So again, we're trading more of an idea trade until we can get to the get a consolidation at lows. So let's just chill out. Kind of let this do its thing. Maybe give it some more speed. This is really being annoying. So, oh, and not even the time and sales running. So let's get the time and sales running. There you go. Wasn't connected. So we're running at 128x because This is a boring trade. This is an idea trade, which is slow. Well, we're at lows, aren't we? So let's slow down. No, we're not at lows, but we're getting there. We want to see momentum come in near the low of day. Oh, I got a bad fill because I was so slow. That's why. My entry should have been up here. So now we're trying to push up VWAP. So this gets interesting if we fail here. We don't know what can happen, but we do know that this is pretty bad news for the company and that this is a trade to hold. This should close at low a day, or could, has the potential to close at low a day, right? That's the reality. It has the potential to close at low a day. And if it fails here off VWAP, it could go test low of day. But I have a terrible average because I was messing around and my platform is being weird today. Probably because it's Saturday and the server has connectivity issues every 2 seconds, which I don't know why it matters because it's running off a tape. Okay, see how this got more consistent here? This is, if we break this low, I would probably add and move my stop to here. I'll add 50% of my position, which will still bring me up to like C plus size. And we'll wait for a B or A size to get into here. But right now, our cost is 22.16. Our stop is 23.16. So we're risking like $40. So I think we can hit it with 20 more shares if we break right here. Yep, I think that's fair. We can move our stop to there. I think that's fair. Shouldn't get above that. And we got momentum. So if we go here, we're going to take another 20 more shares when we break that low. Honestly, we should take 100 shares. Because what is it? If my stop goes here, 22.13 to 21.80. $33. So we're going to hit 100. Ready to hit if we break lows. There we go. That's a better size. And we're still at issues with this connectivity. There we go. Our stop goes there above that, above this structure right here. It should work. Momentum should come in below the lows. Again, we're doing it at a super fast speed. Super obvious right now. But I think that's a fair way to build this position. Super low risk. Now all of a sudden it's working, and we're just going to let it work. So let's see what happens if we just leave our stop there. And just take it off into the close. So it's 3 o'clock. So stop can go down here. And stop can go below this structure. Let's see if we get a flush into the close. And I guess you got to say at this point, who wants to own this thing? $330. Still getting more downside. Come on. And I think we're out. I think that's the pop we get. And let's see, do we close even lower? Yep, we did. So I got faked out on the pop, but that's the imbalances anyway. So I think that's fair. Kind of a fun way to do this.